You know, Monique is very right about that leveling part of the water, because I work in the marine industry, and I talk to a lot of tenants regularly, and one of the things that seems to come up is that fact that when your boat starts sinking, it doesn't matter if it's a $5,000 bayliner or a $52 million 300-foot yacht. You're in the same boat. And when you hit that channel 16 and you put out a mayday call, guess who's coming? Everybody nearby, because they don't care who you are. They just know that a human being is in distress and they need help. And so you're absolutely right. The water has a way to kind of level the playing field for every situation. And you get out in the middle of the bay there, and where you come from goes away, because all that matters right now is getting back safely to the docks. So absolutely right on that. Wonderful, wonderful youth programs. The Youth Marine Foundation exists obviously for that purpose and for youth in the South Sound. I don't know that there is a bigger advocate for youth programs than tonight's keynote speaker, James Donaldson. James played basketball at WSU. Is there any other WSU ball players in the crowd? Some quick? Oh, there you are. I'm told that you two may have played pretty close together. Oh, JV. Okay, it's on the record. James is also was a successful NBA career, had a successful NBA career with Dallas Mavericks and the Seattle Sonics. They're coming back, don't worry. Yes. And he was also named an NBA All-Star. He founded the Donaldson Clinic for Physical Therapy, and with that was one of the first entrepreneurs to start a new business in the Hilltop neighborhood before Hilltop was rebuilt to what it is today. So thank you for being a leader in that.
Thank you.
He's the previous director of Tacoma College Success Foundation, advocate for mental illness and youth programs, author and motivational speaker. I've had the pleasure of seeing him speak before, and I'm really excited to have you here with us tonight. Please help me welcome James Donaldson.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Darren, and don't worry, everybody, it's only iced tea. I don't want you to think I'm doing my D. Martin routine up here all of a sudden. Put that down just in case. Let's give a big, big round of applause to Monique, our executive director. Wow, good times are really, really looking good in the years to come.
You and Monique before the night is over.
We'll do that, okay? Can we hold her, cradle her like this? We can do that. Let's say it, all right. Well, hey, thank you so much. It's such a wonderful, wonderful time to be here with y'all. And like the old James Brown song used to go, I think we're going to have a funky good time tonight, okay? All right, let's do that. So, my name's James Donaldson, as I was introduced by Karen, and I've had a lot of involvement in Tacoma over the years. I've really loved Tacoma, loved the Hilltop, and all the work that we did with our physical therapy clinics. We were here for about 7 years on the Hilltop, long before it was fashionable, and way back when it was challenging to have a business and keep a business going on the Hilltop. But that was where my personal pride and joy was, in giving back to communities that are typically underserved. And they don't have a lot of the professional services that we are used to in some of the other outlying areas of the city. On the Hilltop, we were one of the very first professional services, along with the hospitals, of course. And we also had a fitness center to try to encourage communities of color to take their fitness and their physical health just as important as anything else they might take importance of. And to get folks in to work out, to eat right, to exercise, and to stay in really good physical shape, as long with mental shape. So when I reluctantly had to pull the plug during the Great Recession on the Hilltop, I still had our main corporate office up in Mill Creek, where we ran the Donaldson Clinic for 28 years, right in Mill Creek. Now, Mill Creek is a whole different community than the Hilltop in Tacoma, as you know, I'm sure. But that's where we really were successful. That's where we were able to even subsidize our efforts here in Tacoma on the Hilltop and also in the central area of Seattle on 22nd and Jackson, right in the Central District. So those were two of my favorite communities to be part of. In Tacoma, I was part of the Chamber of Commerce, part of the different networking business groups. I was always down here attending events and getting very involved, and so I really, really took a liking and a love to Tacoma, which I still have to this day. Thank you. But the reason we're here tonight is to talk about our wonderful programs that we have and to really be able to guide our youth in their endeavors forward to be successful and to really make something out of themselves. Giving back to our young people has always been a personal passion of mine throughout the years. I was, just like all y'all, was young once upon a time. I know some of us had to think back quite a ways, but we were all there once upon a time. And I remember when I was just a teenager, 14, 15 years old, totally unsure about myself, introverted, uncoordinated. I wasn't a basketball player. I was just really shy and not really feeling confident about me and who I might be and who I might grow up to be one day. And it wasn't until I actually started playing basketball during my junior year of high school that I finally started to realize some of the potential that was buried deep inside of me. And it's the same with our young people today. They have this tremendous potential buried inside of them, but a lot of them aren't aware of what that potential is. And that's where we all come in, okay? We can see their various skill sets. We can see what they're really good at, what they're passionate about, and we can encourage them to follow those desires and keep them on the right track to develop those skills and become an expert in whatever field it is they choose. Our young people can be anything they want to be. And we all have tapped into our potential, some of us a little bit more so than others, but we still have potential. As long as we're up and around first thing in the morning, we have a day ahead of us, we have potential to do a lot of great things and a lot of great work. To give back to our young people is one of the greatest gifts that we could ever give. Our young people are struggling nowadays, struggling with mental issues, mental challenges. Here in our state of Washington, there's a statistic that says we have 2 suicides a day for school-aged children, 10 to 18. 2 a day in the state of Washington. And Washington's only, a fifth of the size of California. So you can imagine California probably has 10 or 12 a day. That's way, way, way too many. And so many of our young people are struggling. I go and speak to high schools now about mental health awareness and suicide prevention. I let them know, hey, I've been there. I've been there. I didn't do that, but I've been there. In the darkness, in the depression, the anxiety-filled days of not knowing if you're going to make it through not only the day, but make it through the next hour. And these young people, they hear my story and they realize that, hey, this is somebody who's actually been there. It's not just another teacher coming in or a counselor coming in who's never really been there. James has been there. And when I share my stories, invariably, there are young people in the crowd, middle school and high school and college crowds, who connect with me right away on their social media gadgets and let me know that some of them are suicidal right then and there as they're listening to my presentation. And that's scary. A 14-year-old, a 15-year-old, they can't talk to their parents. We all need to be open to talking to our kids and our grandkids. Don't force them to talk. Just be a listening ear for when they are ready to talk, and they will. But first they have to build that confidence in you that you'll not judge them, and be there for them, to support them no matter what they're going through. And this is one of the big challenges we have now with our young people. They live in a world of social media that none of us grew up with. They live in a world of thumbs up if they're doing something good, or thumbs down if they're doing something not so good. And their self-esteem goes up with those thumbs up, and it comes crashing down with those thumbs down. Particularly for young girls in social media. Young girls are constantly seeking approval from their girlfriends, from the cute little boy in class. They would like to get his attention. They're constantly seeking attention and approval from their parents and from people they respect. And if they don't get that approval, their self-esteem comes crashing down. And all of a sudden they enter into this area of darkness and despair and depression and not knowing if life is worth living. I don't know how many know my personal story, but even just last year, 2018, I went through a lot of these very same things myself. You know, it can happen to anybody for any particular reason. You know, I've never been a drug user. I've never drank alcohol. I've always taken care of myself, physically fit. But even my life totally went upside down in 1 year, 12 months. My mother passed away. And that's hard. You lose a family member, a loved family member, and a parent especially, or a child even more especially. You're going to go through some things. I had emergency open heart surgery about 4 years ago, and my health was still up and down. A lot of days feeling terrible, and realizing I'll never be able to be the great athlete I used to be. Running and jumping and the biggest and strongest guy in the room and all these things. I mean, I still looked the part, but you kept me walking around the parking lot twice. I was about ready to sit down. And it wasn't long ago, I used to run all day and jump all night. My business, the Donaldson Clinic, finally had to close its doors after 28 years. And I spent my life savings, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars I had saved from my NBA career, and put it all into my business to try to keep it going as long as possible. And lost it. My wife and her little boy, little 10-year-old, packed up and left one day when I was out of town on a weekend trip. I came back to an empty house. No notice, no message, no conversation, no note on the cabinet, nothing. It was just empty. I mean, the old song goes, she left me the dog and the cat and a fork and a spoon, was true. That was all that was left. And for months I came home to an empty house. No more sound of the boy laughing and playing and me taking him to Taekwondo and baseball and all the little activities he was involved with, Boy Scouts. No more feeling that great sense and that great smell of home cooking when I got in from a long day of work and the walls would be closing in on me come the evening time. And my little inner voice would start picking up on me, telling me, James, hey, you are a failure. I don't care what you did beforehand, but right now you are a failure and you are not worth anything. And it's time to check out of this life. I fought that for 12 months with medical care, prescription medication, a good close group of intimate friends who were there for me, who knew me 40 years ago. My old coaches, Coach Lenny Wilkins and Coach George Raveley, were two of my go-to guys, reminded me, James, you work too hard and come too far to throw it all away now. And it was good to hear those words, even though it was hard and I didn't really understand at that point. And I felt life wasn't worth living. And so now I've come through all of that. It's only last Thanksgiving, 2018, that I was finally emerging out of that darkness and back into feeling like my old self again. I started up a nonprofit foundation pertaining to mental health awareness and suicide prevention called Your Gift of Life, because life truly is a gift. And I want our young people and a lot of our older folks. I was reading an article today in the paper about even senior citizens contemplate suicide from time to time because they're struggling, they're on fixed income, they're lonely, they have health challenges, they may not get any visitors for weeks on end, and even they wonder if life is worth living. So it can occur to each and every one of us. And so when I go around and speak to our young people, just like back in high school, where my high school coach was able to see potential inside of this raw, uncertain, unathletic kid, that there was potential for him to do something great one day. I didn't know it as a kid, and our kids don't know it. This is why it's up to us to involve them with great programs, such as the one we're talking about this evening, and encourage them to get involved, encourage them to push themselves, encourage them to stay positive. Let them know you're going to be with them, alongside them, each and every step of the way. Kids are kids. Kids are kids are kids all around the world. And I've traveled all around the world. And I see that and I know that. And they all need us adults, a meaningful, caring adult in their life. They need the parents, they need the grandparents, they need the mentors, they need folks who've been down that road already. And this is what we provide so great a job of here with our program this evening. To get kids away from their computers and their cell phones and get out on the water and enjoy nature, learn some different skills, camaraderie with each other, learn to talk to each other instead of text to each other across the dinner table. This is what our kids are growing up with. And that's why I'm so proud to be associated with our event this evening. I mean, I've known Monique for years, and we go back years and years ago, both involved with the Chamber of Commerce here in Tacoma, both being business owners, both doing a lot of things for our communities. So we've been down this road for quite a while. And it's up to us not to make our kids do anything, but once we notice that they have particular interest in one thing or another, encourage them to develop that interest, nurture that interest, see where it takes them. Education is definitely the key. Whether you get it in a standard old brick and mortar classroom, or you get it online, or you get it with outdoor activities, education is still the key. You can't go too far in life without being educated. I knew as a kid, maybe just intuitively, that education was going to be important. My parents stressed education. They didn't stress sports. So I didn't get involved with sports until I was in high school. Even though I looked like an athlete, I wasn't. I was the furthest thing from an athlete. But my parents stressed education. I knew once I got out of high school, I wanted to go to college. I didn't know where. I didn't know how. I didn't know how I was going to pay for it. I'd be the only one, the first one in my family to go. My parents didn't go. My brothers and sisters didn't go. And as I was able to develop not only my basketball skill level, but keeping my grades up, I was able to get an athletic scholarship on Washington State University. There we go. Go Cougars. That took me out of South Sacramento and opened up the world of opportunities to me for the first time. And that's what an education will do for our kids. For the first time, for so many of them, it will show them that the world is a multifaceted, complex place out there filled with a world full of opportunities for them and a world full of people to meet. Yesterday I was meeting with the community from India up in Bellevue. They had the general council from India in town. And the huge Indian community in Bellevue, there's 30 or 40,000 Indians in Bellevue now, came to lunch, and we had a wonderful time talking about some of the work that we can do in India as well. I posted on Facebook yesterday, I said, hey, this world is a closely connected place now. It's real closely connected. All of us are connected social media-wise. I posted some photos of the dinner and the lunch yesterday in the Indian community I was part of. And I told everybody on Facebook, I'm all about building bridges and not building walls. This is the only way we're going to continue getting along in this world. And our young people are going to inherit this world that we leave behind for them. We want to leave it a better place than when we came into this world. And probably it's more challenging than ever before. You know, we all grew up in the Leave It to Beaver days and Mayberry RFD and all those good things. You know, I remember. I wasn't part of it, but I remember. But our kids don't grow up like that. Not even close to it anymore. Our kids are now stuck in their bedrooms, playing video games or chatting, texting, all by themselves for hours and hours on end. And when that period of darkness hits them, and believe me, it will at some point, who will they turn to? The little phone can't help them in the middle of the night. 1:30, 2 in the morning, you can't sleep, you can't get back to sleep. If they haven't talked to you in months, they're probably not going to come down the hallway and talk to you all of a sudden. If you're the parent or grandparent or close relative. They're probably texting their friend who's across town who can't help them. So where will our young people go when they need help? I fear for them now as I wonder about how in the world they're going to be able to put together meaningful personal relationships and get married and have children and a family one day when they can't even talk to each other. I don't know about you, but I've never seen or received or given, an invitation to get married on a text message. I've never asked anybody in their hand of marriage on a text message. It just doesn't work that way. So our young people are going to have, this is where we come in, folks. This is where we come in. We've been down this road. We know it works. We know a lot of what doesn't work. Our wonderful programs, such as today's program, need your help, your support, your encouragement, your guidance, your support, your financial support. I wish the world was a way where everybody can get everything free for everybody, but it doesn't work that way. People have bills to pay. They've got livelihoods to maintain. It costs money to provide these boats and maintain them. It costs money to put these programs together. And we need your help. We need you to spread the word about the great work we're doing here. It's like the old TV commercial way back in the 80s, I guess, where I told 2 people, and they told 2 people, and they told 2, and just spread across the screen, just like that. That's the kind of word we need out there about the great work as we're taking the helm and we're preparing our children for a glorious future of their choosing, not our choosing. We're there to guide them, to keep them going. Let the children choose where they're going to go, but be there for them every step of the way. And so the work is always going to be plenty. The laborers are always going to be few. Scripture tells us that. But we need to be right there, our young generation of kids. These are, as the saying goes, our future leaders. Folks, kids who get involved with outdoor activities are going to take a natural interest in saving our environment, making sure that it's a livable, habitable world for our grandkids and for their kids and the kids after that. That's what kids should take an interest in outdoor activities, such as our marine program here. And I wanted to just share all those things with you today. You know, I wanted to purposely go a little personal with you because a lot of people just take a look at me and other folks in the public atmosphere, public light, and think that we all got it going on. Oh, look at James, you know, he's probably got millions sitting up in the bank. He's probably doing this, he's probably doing that, you know. Now, I did have some money once upon a time. Matter of fact, I was with a financial institution and I was in the wealth management program with hundreds of thousands of dollars sitting up. You know how much money I got in there now? I had my financial advisor call me the other day and said, James, I need to talk with you. And I thought for sure he was going to kick me out of this program. I have $14.71 in it right now. That's not even enough to get a service fee for this year coming up. It's going to go negative. From hundreds of thousands of dollars to $14.71 in a wealth management program. I'm going to get busy. I'm going to get back on top of it. I got to, you know. I'm alive. I've got a future ahead of me. I've got opportunities that I didn't see a few months ago. And our kids are going to go through the same thing. You may go through the same thing. My old pastor at church, who lived, bless his heart, to be 91 years old, Reverend Samuel B. McKinney up at Mount Zion in Seattle, used to tell us for 40 years, sitting out in the congregation, if you haven't gone through hard times yet, just keep on living. Just keep on living. He got to be 90 years old and no longer could take care of himself, needed 24-hour care, resorting to a wheelchair and a walker, resorting to people feeding him and changing him. If you haven't gone through hard times yet, just keep on living. And I remember that so distinctly, sitting up in that congregation, listening to those sermons week after week, year after year. And I'll never forget those words. And so, yeah, all y'all look great out here. Everybody's got their nice clothes on. And, you know, hopefully you got your checkbook and your credit cards with you. Hopefully there's a little something in your account, not like my account. Y'all look good now. Let's just keep on living. And if it won't be you, it'll be somebody who you really cherish and really love, really care about, who's going to go through some very difficult times. Be there for them. And so I wanted to share all of that with you today, to give you the whole picture. Not just coming out here and telling our kids to stay in school and don't do drugs, don't drink. No. I did that for 30, 40 years. And I never really fully understood what that was all about. You know, because I didn't drink, I didn't do drugs. I'm telling kids not to drink and don't do drugs. I never understood what the attraction was, what the addiction was. But this, mental health, I understand. I've been there, right on the verge of taking my own life. And I've done a lot of stupid things in my life, but that would have been, if you pardon my English, one of the stupidest things I ever done. I'm putting together a book right now, telling my good friend Carolyn here, a book about my experiences, my challenges, my struggles. And it's called I'm So Glad I Didn't Sneeze. Okay? And it comes off of a phrase said by Martin Luther King Jr. when he was signing his books in an autograph line, and a demented woman stabbed him in the chest with a knife. Right there. And just missed his aorta by a quarter of an inch. They rushed him to the hospital. And the doctor said, Dr. King, if you would have sneezed, you would have died. Dr. King's up in the hospital recovering for several weeks. And he's getting thousands of get well wishes and postcards and letters from all around the world. And one came in from a little 12-year-old white girl. And she wrote, Dr. King, I'm a 12-year-old white girl. And I'm so glad you didn't sneeze. That's all it said. And that letter touched him more than any other letter. He was hearing from presidents and from the Pope. And presidents from all around the world. That one little letter who reminded him that she was so glad he didn't sneeze. And this is the title of my book coming up. And I almost sneezed. I sniffled. I stifled. It was about ready to come out, and it would have been over. So don't sneeze. You see somebody else getting ready to sneeze, grab them and help them not to sneeze. Don't end this wonderful gift of life that we all share with each other. Thank you so very much. I want to thank you for your attention. Thank you. Thank you very much.
At 6'3", I don't get to look up to a lot of people. I look up to you, James, in more ways than one. You're absolutely right. Youth programming is not about just skills. You never really know what impact you have on a young person's life until oftentimes many, many years later. At 37, I'm now old enough, I'm starting to see some Sea Scouts come back because I've been a volunteer and hearing some of those stories. Tom Rogers over here has 100 years worth of those stories. You just never know. And so at the end of the day, what it comes down to is that consistency. You know, quick personal story, I lost my mom the day before I graduated high school to Lou Gehrig's disease. And the youth program I was in with the Sea Scouts, that was my solid, that was my family. Because the next day school was over, I was graduating. I didn't have my friends from school, I didn't have my teachers anymore, but what I did have was my fellow scouts and the adult volunteers who I'm still proud to call my friends and family today. And so, James, you're absolutely right. It's about the consistency. It's about providing a safe place for that youth to come, where maybe they don't need to worry about homework in that moment. They can just decompress from whatever stress is going on. The other thing that James touched on was social media. We've got two realities now. There's some of us living up here in the cloud world, with Facebook and Instagram, but then there's the reality. And when you get on a boat, that reality kicks in, right? You know, there's places on boats you don't get a cell signal. I also have learned that cell phones don't swim well. But human beings do. And so getting out on the water, getting your mind off of those things that might be bringing you down, that's what these youth programs do. It lets you realize that, well, wait a minute, I'm having some fun. They'll figure out later they learn some skills, and they get a chance to break away from their other reality for them. It's real important. So thank you for talking about those things.